The 2026 NBA draft cycle just hit a fever pitch, and the consensus is officially crumbling. A secret poll of 20 NBA executives just leaked, showing 12 votes for Darren Peterson and only 8 for AG DiBonsa. I'm here to tell you that those 12 scouts are living in the past and ignoring the most dominant freshman season we've seen in a while. Today we are going pick by pick through the entire first round, covering the rise of the Michigan Bigs, the fall of the safe prospects, and why the Sacramento Kings are about to change the league forever. This is my official 2026 mock draft. Let's dive in. The Sacramento Kings are on the clock, and they aren't overthinking this. AG DiBonsa is the most complete wing prospect we've seen since Kevin Durant. He recently silenced every critic by dropping a BYU record, 43 points against Utah, proving he can score at all three levels with ease. At 6'9", he possesses a 7-foot wingspan and a lightning-quick first step that makes him impossible to guard in isolation. While scouts point to his high usage rate, his 53% field goal percentage shows that he is as efficient as he is explosive. He isn't just a scorer, he's a defensive engine who can switch onto all 5 positions. If you have the number 1 pick, you take the generational ceiling, and that is AG DiBonsa. He is the alpha of this class and the clear choice for the Kings franchise ready to jump into the elite tier of the West. Atlanta takes the man the scouts love, and for good reason. Darren Peterson is a Kobe-light technician who creates space better than anyone in this class. He is currently shooting a blistering 42% from beyond the arc at Kansas, making him the premier perimeter threat in the draft. However, we have to talk about the red flag. He's already missed 10 games this season due to hamstring and cramping issues. The Hawks are betting on his elite scoring bag, but they're also betting on their medical staff to keep him on the floor. When healthy, his footwork and mid-range game are professional level right now. He provides the star power Atlanta needs next to Jalen Johnson. Assuming his body can handle the 82-game grind, despite the injuries, he's the most natural scorer we've seen in years. The Washington Wizards finally land the safe cornerstone they've been praying for. Cameron Boozer is currently breaking every analytical model at Duke, which is virtually unheard of for a freshman. He is a walking 20-10 machine who understands the game at a level most veterans don't reach until year 5. His passing out of the post is his most underrated skill, allowing the Wizards to run their entire offense through him as a secondary playmaker. While some worry he doesn't have the twitchy athleticism of DiBonsa, his strength and high floor make him a perennial all-star candidate. He is the most disciplined player in this draft, and he will lead Washington back to relevancy immediately. You simply do not pass on a player with this much polish and production at 19 years old. Indiana needs a modern, versatile wing, and Caleb Wilson is exactly that. Standing 6'10" with a massive motor, Wilson has been a double-double machine for North Carolina all season long. His defensive versatility is his calling card, as he has the lateral quickness to slide with guards and the length to protect the rim. He is a transition nightmare who will thrive in the Pacers' high-octane, fast-break offense. While his jump shot is still a work in progress, his ability to handle the ball in the open court at his size is rare. He brings a level of grit and defensive IQ that Indiana has been missing on the perimeter. If he develops a consistent corner 3, he becomes a top 10 player in the league. He is a winning player who impacts the game even when he isn't scoring. The Brooklyn Nets are swinging for the fences here with Nate Ament. Ament entered the season as a lock for the top 5, but his stock has fluctuated as he struggles with the physicality of the SEC at Tennessee. At 6'10", his shooting stroke is pure poetry, even if the percentages have dipped recently due to heavy defensive attention. He needs to add significant weight to his frame, but his unicorn potential is still too high to pass up at 5. Brooklyn is in a position to let him develop slowly, and his ceiling as a floor-spacing big is unmatched in this class. If the Nets can get him into an NBA strength program, they might end up with the best player in this draft 5 years from now. He has shown elite flashes of self-creation that you just can't teach. Despite the fall, he remains a top-tier talent with a massive developmental runway. Kingston Flemings is the official rocket ship of the 2026 draft class. He has climbed from a late first-round projection all the way to the top 10. by leading a dominant Houston team. He is a 6'4" blur with elite vision, nearly averaging 8 assists per game against top-tier competition. Utah desperately needs a primary floor general who can set the table for their young bigs, and Flemings is that guy. His point-of-attack defense is some of the best in the class, as he hounds opposing ball handlers for 94 feet. He plays with an intensity that matches the Jazz culture perfectly. He is the most NBA-ready playmaker available, and he won't be on the board for long. Flemings has proven that his shooting is real, making him a complete offensive threat. Memphis is looking to add more offensive firepower, and Mikel Brown Jr. is a walking bucket. He is a dynamic shotmaker who proved his mettle by dropping 29 points in a hostile environment against Kentucky. While he's slightly undersized for a modern guard, his ability to create space and hit deep threes is truly generational. He has a pro-level handle that allows him to navigate screens and get into his pull-up jumper with ease. Pairing him with Ja Morant creates a backcourt that is almost impossible to keep out of the paint. His defensive effort is high, even if his size is a limitation. But his offensive gravity changes the game for Memphis. He is a high-reward pick who could easily lead this rookie class in scoring. Brown is a Louisville standout who thrives under pressure. Keaton Wagler's draft stock is absolutely on fire right now. He recently put the world on notice with a 46-point masterpiece against Purdue at Mackey Arena, showcasing a range that extends well beyond the NBA line. He is a 6'5" sniper who can play both guard spots, making him a versatile chess piece for the Mavs. Putting a shooter this lethal next to Cooper Flagg is going to be a dangerous duo. Wagler isn't just a shooter though. He has shown a sneaky ability to finish at the rim through contact. His basketball IQ is off the charts, and he rarely makes the wrong read in the pick and roll. Dallas gets a day one contributor who fits their window perfectly. The Bucks need to bolster their front court, and Hannes Steinbach is a physical marvel. The German big man is currently averaging a massive 18 and 12 for Washington, punishing opponents with his sheer strength. He's not the most twitchy athlete in this draft, but his fundamentals and footwork are already at a professional level. He is a high IQ screener who will open up massive lanes for Milwaukee's guards to attack. His ability to rebound out of his area ensures that the Bucks will dominate the second chance points battle. He is a low maintenance star who does all the dirty work required to win at the highest level. Steinbach is the kind of plug and play prospect that championship contenders dream of. He brings a toughness that Milwaukee has been missing. Charlotte lands a physical force in Koa Pete. He has been one of the most consistent players in college basketball. Pete is a bully ball forward at Arizona who can initiate the offense from the high post or the fast break. While he doesn't have the unicorn label, his production has been undeniable against elite competition. He has a high motor and a knack for winning 50-50 balls that changes the energy of a game. His shooting has improved significantly this season, making him a true threat from the perimeter. The Hornets need his toughness and versatility to pair with LaMelo Ball's flash. He's a blue-collar star who will contribute to winning basketball from the moment he steps on the floor. Pete's ability to defend multiple positions makes him an invaluable asset in the modern NBA. The Thunder continue their tall ball evolution by selecting the best rim disruptor in the country. Adai Mara is a 7'3" defensive wall who's currently averaging 2.7 blocks per game for Michigan. What makes him a Thunder player, however, is his elite passing ability from the high post. He can facilitate an entire offense, hitting cutters with backdoor passes that players his size usually can't see. His presence allows Chet Holmgren to roam as a secondary defender, creating an impossible to score on front court. While his lateral speed is a concern, his verticality and length more than make up for it. He is a unique prospect that fits the OKC system like a glove. Mara has finally found his rhythm in Ann Arbor, becoming the anchor of a top-tier defense. Portland adds a high-octane guard in LeBaron Philon, who thrives in Alabama's run-and-gun system. He is a lightning-quick scorer who can get to the rim at will and finish over much taller defenders. His defensive tenacity is what really sets him apart, as he plays with a chip on his shoulder every single possession. Portland needs that edge in their backcourt to complement their existing scorers. Philon has shown a much-improved catch-and-shoot game this year, making him a viable threat off the ball as well. He is a high upside gamble that could pay off massively if his decision making continues to mature. He brings a level of dog that the Blazers roster definitely needs. Phylon is a playmaker who forces turnovers that fuel the transition game. Imagine Chris Sinak next to Victor Wembanyama. That is a defensive nightmare for the rest of the NBA. Sinak is a versatile 6'10" big at Houston who can switch on to perimeter guards and hold his own in space. He comes from a Cougar system that emphasizes toughness and rebounding, which will endear him to the Spurs coaching staff immediately. He is a glue guy with all defensive potential, but he has flashed a developing offensive game. His ability to run the floor in transition makes him a perfect lob threat for the Spurs playmakers. He doesn't need the ball to be effective, which is crucial when playing alongside high-usage stars. Sinak is the ultimate winning player pick for San Antonio. He is the missing piece to a defensive unit that could lead the league for years. The Chicago Bulls need a scoring punch, and Darius Acuff is arguably the most confident bucket getter in this class. He is a master of the pick and roll at Arkansas, using his shiftiness to get into the paint and create for himself or others. While there are legitimate concerns about his defensive effort, his offensive ceiling is high enough to warrant a lottery pick. He has microwave potential, meaning he can heat up and score 10 points in a 2-minute stretch. Chicago needs someone who can create their own shot in the post-Zach LaVine era, and Acuff fits that bill. If he can become even an average defender, he will be a long-term starter in this league. He's a bold pick for a Bulls team that needs to take a chance on high-end talent. Acuff is a creative force who thrives with the ball in his hands. This is the quintessential Heat culture pick. Tunde Yesufu is a 220-pound physical marvel who plays every game at Baylor like it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He is an elite wing defender who relishes the challenge of guarding the opponent's best player for 40 minutes. While his offensive game is still raw, his ability to slash to the rim and finish through contact is already NBA ready. Eric Spoelstra will love his discipline and his willingness to do the dirty work that doesn't show up in the box score. He is a high-level athlete who can jump out of the gym in transition. If Miami can fix his jump shot, they may have found a foundation piece for their next great defense. Yesufu is a relentless attacker who never stops pressuring the rim. Memphis goes with a high-floor veteran in Yaxel Lenenborg, who's been the heartbeat of Michigan's dominant season. At 6'9" with a professional frame, Lenenborg is a multi-positional defender who can switch onto almost anyone. He's a connector on offense, making the right pass and setting the right screen every single time. His leadership and winning pedigree make him a perfect fit for a Memphis locker room that wants to compete for titles right now. He is currently averaging a double-double in the Big Ten, proving he can produce against NBA-sized competition. He won't ever be your leading scorer, but he will be the guy who makes everyone else's job easier. He's a safe, smart pick for the Grizzlies. Lenenborg is the kind of player who wins championships by doing those small things. The Warriors add a high IQ forward in Thomas Haut, who fits their motion offense perfectly. Haut is a 6'9" do-it-all player for Florida who can shoot, pass, and rebound at a high level. He has a great feel for the game, knowing exactly when to cut to the rim and when to space the floor for his teammates. His shooting percentages from deep have been excellent all season, making him a dangerous weapon in the Warriors system. Defensively, he is smart and disciplined, rarely putting himself out of position. He brings a level of maturity that Golden State values in their young prospects. He is the kind of player who can step in and play 15 minutes a night in a playoff series right away. Haut is a versatile threat who understands the nuances of modern basketball. OKC goes back to the international well with Kareem Lopez, a high-upside wing currently playing in the NBL. Lopez is a smooth 6'8" playmaker with a natural feel for the game that you can't coach. He has the size to look over defenses and the vision to find open teammates across the court. While his frame is still very thin, his fluidity as an athlete is elite. The Thunder have the patience to let him develop physically while he learns their complex offensive system. He is a project, but his ceiling as a secondary creator is massive. Lopez is exactly the type of high-upside swing that Sam Presti loves to take in the middle of the first round. His international experience has prepared him for the pace and physicality of the pro game. Toronto desperately needs spacing, and Braylon Mullins is the best pure shooter left on the board. He's been a flamethrower for UConn all year, shooting 41% from 3 on high volume. He has a lightning quick release and the ability to hit shots coming off screens or in transition. Beyond his shooting, Mullins is a smart team defender who understands positioning and rotations. He doesn't need to dominate the ball to be effective, which makes him a perfect fit next to Scotty Barnes. The Raptors need to open up the paint for their slashers, and Mullins' gravity will do exactly that. He is a specialist who will have a very long NBA career. Mullins brings a championship pedigree and a tireless work ethic to Toronto. With their second pick, the Hawks grabbed the most underrated guard in the country. Braden Burries has been the engine for Arizona, showcasing a level of poise that is rare for a freshman. He's a strong 6'4" guard who can overpower smaller defenders and finish at the rim with either hand. His playmaking has taken a massive leap forward this season. He provides Atlanta with a secondary creator who can handle the ball when Jalen Johnson is off the floor. Burries is also an elite perimeter defender, using his strength to stonewall opposing guards. He is a winning player who brings a lot of versatility to the Hawks rotation. Burries is a calm, composed presence who never gets rattled. The Hornets land the wrecking ball on Michigan, Morez Johnson Jr. He is a high-energy big man who leads the nation in field goal percentage at a ridiculous 68%. He doesn't try to do anything he can't. He simply dunks, rebounds, and protects the paint with extreme prejudice. He's a high-level athlete who runs the floor like a deer, making him a perfect transition partner for LaMelo Ball. His rebounding numbers are elite, especially on the offensive glass, where he creates countless second-chance opportunities. He brings a level of nastiness and physical presence that the Hornets frontcourt has lacked for years. He is a role-player superstar who will thrive in a simplified NBA system. Morez is a physical force who dominates the paint area. The Lakers take a huge swing on a massive talent in Jaden Quaintance, who's finally healthy and playing at Kentucky. Quaintance is a physical specimen, with a 7'3" wingspan and the mobility of a much smaller player. He's still very raw and prone to foul trouble, but his physical tools are easily top 5 in this class. The Lakers are betting that their developmental staff can turn his raw athleticism into a consistent defensive force. He has flashed a developing mid-range jumper that could eventually make him a two-way threat. Playing behind veteran bigs in LA will give him the time he needs to learn the nuances of the NBA game. If he hits, he becomes a franchise cornerstone for the post-LeBron era. Quaintance is a defensive playmaking machine when he stays disciplined. Minnesota goes with the most pro-ready sleeper in the draft. Bennett Sturts has been a revelation at Iowa, showing a masterclass in pick-and-roll navigation for the Hawkeyes. He's a dead-eye shooter from deep and a highly intelligent defender who never misses a rotation. The Wolves need a steady hand to back up Mike Conley, and Sturts is the perfect heir apparent. He doesn't make mistakes, and his assist-to-turnover ratio is among the best in the nation. He is a high IQ player who will earn the trust of Chris Finch immediately. Sturts is proof that you don't need athleticism if you are smarter than everyone else on the floor. His transition to the Big Ten has proven that his game will translate to the highest level of competition. The Celtics add another long athletic wing to their rotation with Cameron Carr, who's broken out as a star at Baylor. Carr is a 6'5" sniper with a massive wingspan who's been the primary offensive engine for the Bears. He is the definition of a 3-and-D prospect, capable of locking down the opponent's best guard and then hitting a transition 3 on the other end. His shooting mechanics are flawless, and he has shown the ability to hit shots under heavy pressure. Boston loves players who can switch multiple positions, and Carr fits that mold perfectly. He brings a high level of energy and defensive intensity that will fit right into the Celtics culture. Carr has transformed his game into a lottery-level talent since moving to Waco. The Knicks are absolutely going to love Patrick Ngongba. The Duke center is a massive human being who specializes in rebounding and interior defense. He is not a modern floor-spacing big, but he is elite at what he does, protecting the rim and securing the glass. He plays with a level of physicality that will immediately translate to the Knicks' style of play. Ngongba is also an underrated screen setter, creating massive lanes for his guards to attack. He's a high-effort player who never takes a play off, which is the #1 requirement for playing in New York. He provides the Knicks with much-needed depth at the center position. Ngongba is a traditional big who brings value through sheer force and discipline. With their third pick in the first round, the Thunder take a chance on Kentucky's Malachi Moreno. Moreno is a 7-footer with surprising mobility and a developing outside shot. He is a project, but the Thunder have the luxury of time and the best developmental staff in the league. His ability to protect the rim while also showing flashes of perimeter skill makes him an ideal modern big. He needs to add significant weight to his frame to handle NBA centers, but his raw tools are undeniable. OKC is essentially building an army of 7-footers who can all dribble, pass, and shoot. Moreno is another piece in that long-term puzzle. His growth at Kentucky has shown that he is more than just a rim runner. The Cavs add a high upside scoring guard in Malik Thomas. Thomas is a creative ball handler at Arkansas who can get his shot off against almost anyone. He has a flair for the game that makes him a fan favorite, but his skill level is genuinely elite. He needs to improve his shot selection and his defensive consistency, but his talent is undeniable at this point in the draft. Cleveland can use him as a spark plug scorer off the bench while he develops his all-around game. He has the potential to be a high-level secondary creator next to Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. He is a high upside play for a Cavs team that is already deep. Thomas is a bucket getter who thrives in isolation situations. The Nuggets grab a high IQ wing in Isaiah Evans, who's been a standout at Duke. Evans is a 6'6" playmaker who can handle the ball and make high-level reads in the half-court. He is an elite shooter that keeps defenses honest, but his real value is as a secondary facilitator. He fits the Nuggets' total basketball philosophy where every player on the floor is a threat to pass or score. Evans is a solid defender who uses his length to disrupt passing lanes. Playing alongside Nikola Jokic will give him plenty of open looks and easy opportunities to learn the game. He is a smart, versatile pick for the former champs. Evans is a technician who rarely makes the wrong decision with the ball. Detroit takes a flyer on the Vanderbilt breakout sensation, Tyler Tanner. Tanner is an explosive guard who's been putting up historic numbers in Nashville, averaging 17 points and 5 assists. He is a dead-eye shooter with nearly unlimited range and a lightning-quick first step that leaves SEC defenders in the dust. While his size has always been a concern at the NBA level, his skill set is so advanced that it's impossible to ignore. He is a high-character leader who has carried Vandy to a historic season. The Pistons need shooting and creativity in their backcourt, and Tanner provides both in spades. He is the ultimate sleeper pick who could end up being the steal of this draft. The Wizards close out the first round by selecting Flory Badunga, a vertical spacer at Kansas with elite athleticism. Badunga is a pogo stick athlete who finishes everything at the rim with a dunk. He is an elite lob threat who will be the perfect partner for the Wizards' young playmakers in transition. Defensively, he is a high-level shot blocker who can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. He is still learning the nuances of team defense, but his raw physical tools are exceptional. He provides Washington with a different look at the center position compared to Cameron Boucher. He is an explosive end to a very successful first round for the Wizards. Badunga's motor and verticality make him a nightmare to keep off the glass. That is my official NBA mock draft. From AJD Bonsa at number 1 to Flory Badunga at 30. This class is absolutely loaded with franchise-altering talent. The scouts might be leaning towards Darren Peterson, but the tape doesn't lie. Bonsa is the generational prize. I want to hear from you. Who did your team pick, and who is your biggest steal in the first round? If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'm dropping the full second round soon with all the deep cut sleepers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of our 2026 draft coverage. I'll see you in the next one.